Hey everybody, this is Townsend. Thank you so much for tuning in. As a lot of you know, these conversations began as joined live streams that turned into podcasts to help reach more people and spread more hope. Thank you so much for your patience with the quality of sound as we figure out the best way to bring you these important chats, just in hopes of spreading more love and positivity. I hope you enjoy.
Oh,
what's up, man?
There we go. I'm out here with Townsend, the one and only.
There
we go.
I like your background, man. You're just a lot cooler than mine. I need to get like a red screen.
No, dude, I was gonna say the same thing about yours. You got like actual music related things in your background.
Like a self poster back here.
I love it. I'm actually we're visiting family this week, and like I've commandeered my brother-in-law's old bedroom, and I just found this solid wall. I was like, you know what? I just need something that does not look like the kitchen or the bathroom. And so
bunch of kids hanging off of you.
You know what I'm saying? My kids, they may burst in here at any moment. It's just
I love it. I had to lock my dog out because she breathes like an obese old man. It's like a I didn't want that in the background, so I had to lock her out for a minute. She's currently giving me really sad dog eyes at the door right now. But okay, so let me get you introduced. We have several people on here already. So if you don't know this guy, this is Godframe. Yeah. He's one of his good friend from college, and we've just gotten closer with time, I feel like. So I am always blown away by this guy. His list of jobs. He's a creative artist, a rapper, a singer, a producer, an online personality, a youth speaker. He does all these things, and I'm constantly blown away by your PR skills and just like how positive you always are. I feel like you've always got a good message for everybody. So I wanted to invite you on here and just kind of chit chat, catch up. I know COVID's been tough on a lot of people.
God.
Yeah, so I want to catch up, kind of introduce you to my followers, and maybe give them a little bit of advice on some music and how to support musicians if they're not one. And like I said on my post, I feel like you're a guru at PR and just like doing the thing.
Man,
so.
I'm trying. And I appreciate you for having me on, Townsend. I think you're right. We've gotten closer digitally over the years. You know, we went to school together at UCA, and I remember seeing you. I would always see your name, no matter, like, if something was going on campus. It's like music by Townsend T. I'm like, well, of course, it's music by Townsend. I mean, you were everywhere, and so I'm really honored to be on with you tonight, and I think we're gonna have some fun. And I ain't got to dance, so I plan on enjoying this conversation with you.
Absolutely. All right, if you don't mind, I actually pulled up a song. Okay, so Godframe has a lot of features with people, and I pulled up Forever Always. I want to play a little clip of that real quick. Hopefully you guys can hear it, because this guy's just super talented. So he does his own beats, he does his raps, he writes his songs, he produces, he has music videos, just like, that's where it's at. So hopefully my mic will pick this up. Here's a little blip of Forever Always.
Feel like everybody's another heartbreak in your nightmare. But I'm right here, you don't get it, I'm right here. I know you can't see me, but I'm breathing all your life here. Through every situation, problem, circumstance, I am stronger when you weak. I promise you, I got a plan. I know you make mistakes, but that won't keep me away. My love has no expiration, everything gon' be okay. Just keep your hand in mine, I'll give you some peace of mind. I came here so you ain't have to die.
I know you're lonely and different, and you can't find your way.
All right, just a small blip, but dang, it's so good.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I have no shame in vibing out to it, because I enjoy that song too.
I was listening to all your music videos earlier. They're good, man. They're just super catchy.
You gotta be able to enjoy what you make, man. You know, people used to like clown me. It's like, oh, you listen to your own songs? Absolutely. I listen, man. Half the time I make this music for me. Okay, I need these messages. So yes, I enjoy what I make. Shoot, don't shame me.
I love it. Hey, I love it. Speaking of that, tell us a little bit about what kind of inspires you, especially right now with COVID. I feel like there's a pause to everything. I feel like your stuff is super Christian based, but we're not able to get to church. We're not able to do those things. So what kind of helps you get behind your music?
Man, there's so much to that. You're right. This year has been atrocious, T. Like it is absolutely maddening, the things that we've seen with COVID and, you know, with racial tensions going on and, you know, just all kinds of stuff. And honestly, what keeps me going is just knowing that there are people out there who may be feeling like I'm feeling, right? Like as creative people, as musicians, we are human too, right? Like we're we're living through all this junk that everybody else is living through. And so when I get DMs from people or messages, and you know, I'm not famous, I ain't got a whole bunch of followers, I ain't even about that. But when I get like little messages or texts from people, they're like, yo, that one line in that one song like saved my life today, or it made me laugh today, or it made me cry today, it just made me feel something. That keeps me going because, man, accolades aside, trophies, awards, Grammys, all that junk is gonna be dust one day anyway. And what really matters is like our connection with one another. We need each other, and that keeps me going, man. Like just being able to, knowing that I'm able to inspire somebody with my music. Yeah.
Man, I love it. Speaking of accolades, I gotta rag on you for a minute.
I
asked this guy to send me his, just like, some things have you done? What all have you done? And he says, man, I don't know. Give me an example. I don't know. I'm like, oh my gosh, you have so many things. This guy has played festivals and opened up for people like Andy Mineo and like some of the biggest Christian rappers on the planet.
Yeah.
And his response is, I'm a dad. I don't, which I'm not gonna lie, that's a great title to have. But you got to learn to brag on yourself. You're a little too humble. So I had to come up with my own bio.
Yeah, that's one part. I'm just not good at bragging on myself, man. Like I usually write my own bio every time I update it on my website, and I'm just like, what do I put in here? I don't even like. I need you to.
Dressed today. I don't.
You know, I was able to brush my teeth and put on real clothes. You know.
I love the humbleness, and I feel like that kind of comes out. Maybe that's why I like your stuff so much. I feel like we kind of connect on. I want people to be touched by my music.
Exactly.
I put my feelings on the line. I'm all about supporting other artists and musicians, and I feel like I just feel the genuineness from you for sure. And just like that, like I said, I mean, you've opened for Andy Mineo, which I don't know if y'all listen to Christian rappers, but that guy's like #1 on all these charts.
That
huge,
dude, man. He's that dude.
Godframe's out playing huge festivals, some of the biggest ones for Christian music, and just so cool. And you're still just as humble as can be and genuine. So it's truly, you reflect that big time, and it's awesome. I love that about you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, that was part of it too. Is I have a horrible memory. So when you say he's playing festivals, I was like, oh yeah, I did do that one.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was kind of cool, right?
Funny story about that, real quick. I'm probably going to sidebar this whole conversation, but a few years ago, we were, my wife and I were like applying for some new insurance, some adulting junk that I didn't feel like doing. And, you know, there was like this little questionnaire, and the lady, I think a lady was on the phone. She was like, you have any medical history, you know, any illnesses, yada, yada, yada. And some kind of way she asked, like, what about your mental health or something? I was like, oh, I'm pretty good. I have a horrible memory though.
Oh no.
Look, they sent us all these emails and follows. I had to take like this whole exam to prove that I was.
Oh no.
I was like, ma'am, I didn't mean like
things not to say. Your insurance skyrocketed that day.
Listen, I had no idea. I was just being honest. I'm like, yeah, my memory sucks. And she was like, oh, okay.
I don't even remember calling you. Who is this? Oh, that's terrible. That's so bad.
My wife still won't let me live that.
Man.
Still.
Yeah.
It was like 5 years ago.
Good. Wow. I'm Townsend. Do you remember that? You remember where? I'm just kidding. So I'm looking at who all's logged on. There are a lot of local musicians from around here. So something that I'm blown away with you, and maybe you can help myself and the people watching that are into music. Like I said, you blow me away with your ability to do everything, like social media wise. You're constantly posting, you're staying one-on-one, you're doing your vlogs, which are edited and perfected, you're doing music videos for everything. On lunch breaks, you're making beats, you're making your own music. selling beats, you're producing, which by the way, guys, if you want a rap beat, this guy's stuff is sick. I've looked into it for myself. That's so good.
Get a beat.
But how do you keep up with all that? Like, I have trouble keeping up with Facebook and Instagram. Like, just getting back to everybody doing all that. So how in the world do you keep up and edit and do all that mess?
I'll be honest. I beat myself up all the time because there's so much more that I want to do when it comes to putting out marketing content, just anything on the internet, right? Like, I think there's something powerful when you're able to reach people where they are, and people's attention is on their phones these days, right? And this is very Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V. If you ever listen to him, he's all about this, grabbing people's attention where their attention actually is. And so I think I've just always had fun creating visuals. When I was younger, I was probably like 8 or 9 years old. I got a little VHS video camera in my hand and actually started vlogging. It wasn't called vlogging then, of course. I would like follow my family around and like be talking and just saying just dumb stuff, right? What does a 9-year-old talk? But I would go around and just make these little mini movies. I used to make these little movies with I would make these little clay men and like these little warriors or whatever, and like do stop animation videos to like, and at the time I'm like, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just having fun.
Yeah. But
that kind of carried with me through my journey through music when I got in college. And I'm like, yo, I ain't got no money, but I need some music. Oh, I'm going to get this little Walmart digital camera for however much it costs. And I need to make a music video. I need to figure this out. And so, to answer your question, one of the ways that I keep up with it all, which it blows my mind sometimes because I do too many things, is one, just batching when I'm creating things. So I try to set aside time. Like my iCal is my hero, right? I told you I have a horrible memory. It's a bad place to store things, right? And so I write things in my notebook, and I keep a very meticulous calendar. Everything that's important goes into my calendar, right? There's a time for creating music, a time for editing, a time for shooting videos, a time to chill, watch Netflix, like anything that's important. I try to schedule it because otherwise I'm not going to get to it, right? Like creative people, we live in the clouds. I'm just like, I would float through La La Land all day if I could, right? But just being organized on that front helps me a lot. And then, like I said, I'm trying to figure out how to batch more content. So, creating visual content that I can sit down for like 2 hours at a time on a Saturday once a month and just like hammer out like bam, 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 bam. Let me do like 10 of these things and then edit them and then just push them out slowly over the, course of a month or two. Because time is precious, man. We don't have much of it. And, it's really easy to fill your day up with stuff that's both important and not important. And, reaching people through social media is very important to me. So I got to schedule it.
That's right.
That's long-winded.
The reason for this idea came up because you did a live stream with your mom and you talked about, I don't remember if it was on there or some other time, you're talking about how the Sabbath is the Sabbath and you take Sunday off. And man, I honestly, my people, anybody that knows me, I am constantly working. Like I got notebooks everywhere. I got books everywhere. I'm jotting, emailing 24/7. I've got like 20 jobs going at one time. Yeah. And as a musician, people don't see this unless you either have first-hand experience or you're watching somebody that does it. Yeah. But I mean, it's nonstop. Like you get an email at 6 p.m., you answer it, it goes on to midnight if somebody offers you a show. So it can go forever. And honestly, I know I need to slow down and I try to live in the moment, but it's like, oh, let me answer this email real quick because you feel like you got to be on top of everything. And then I saw you say that and it was like, it resonated so hard with me because I was like, man, he can do all these things better than anybody I've seen and he still takes a day off to rest. And so I actually made a goal like this Sunday. I was like, I'm going to do better with that. And then I found myself working like 3 times. I was like, no. If it's Sabbath, I'm going to do better. And then I found myself, it's baby steps, I want to get better at that because just like other musicians, I mean, especially with COVID, I feel like my wheels are turning. I am working so much harder on like the business side, the things that people don't see. And I mean, So I definitely respect you for that. That's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, honestly, it was pain that brought me to that. Like,
Yeah.
I was working, oh my God, you know, I've got my 9-to-5 day job and then all the other 50,000 jobs that I make myself do, right, with this creative stuff. I was just burning out way too many times, and to the point where, like, it was just hard for me to function throughout the day because I was so tired. Like, I felt like I was drunk. I felt like I was drugged maybe a couple times. And I'm like, dude, I'm not even bringing my full self, my full, whole, healthy self to my family, to my job, to my own creative work. And it got scary after a while. I was like, dude, like, there were a couple times where I'm like, yo, why is my heart beating so fast? This can't be, you know what I mean? Like, this can't be normal, this anxiety. And so I just, like, I haven't been doing it for long, but maybe a couple months now. My wife and I, we just intentionally started, like you said, just Sabbathing and resting on Sunday. I don't do crap. I don't even take a shower. I might not brush my teeth. I'm ratchet, okay, on a Sunday.
You wild.
I'm out here.
Yeah. Jesus still loves you. Think you got right.
He still loves me. It's all good. And so, you know, I won't belabor the point, but, you know, it's, as a creative person, we have to remember that we are still human bodies too. And the thing will be there when we get to it, right? The opportunity, the project, the whatever, it's gonna go on without you, with or without you. And when you pick it up the next day, it'll be fine and you'll be better for it because you'll be able to bring your whole self to it and not the raggedy, strung through the mud, tired as all get out. Like, oh my God, I hate life. So
I don't even know. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, Brian, my friend on here said, he's talking about indie musicians have to wear all the hats, prop to those who can pull it off.
Yes.
So true. I've read several books, and it kind of makes me feel better because I felt like it was just me. But again, I made the point just a minute ago, people that aren't doing the music don't see. And I actually wanted to take a picture the other day because it is so much paperwork and emails and phone call. I mean, I come home, shut my office door, and like you said, I set out hours a day and just knock it out. And it's, people think you just play shows and you have fun, and that's not it at all, right? It's just wild. I know they have no idea, but, and you still got to make it look fun and good, but there's just so much work that goes behind it. So
yes, and I can only imagine, you stay booked, you famous, so I can only imagine your administrative woes dealing with
something like that. And COVID put a little kink in my swag, but it has been, at the very beginning, it was super stressful. I found myself being one of the sufferers of, oh my gosh, I'm not being productive. I'm used to running full speed, and it hit me super hard, having to sit still. And I felt super uncomfortable in the stillness, which is so terrible. Isn't that wrong? Like, we're not built to be that way. We're built to, like, be content. And here we are working ourselves to death. But as COVID's gone, I've gotten these routines that I actually really enjoy. Like, I do have a job, but it's been so hard hit with COVID. I'm only working a couple hours. So I come home, I shut my office door, and I knock out music a few hours, and I turn it off at a certain time. And I'm getting better at putting those limits on it. It actually feels really good. It was good.
I love it.
So thanks for that. That was all you. I was like, I might be a workaholic. I don't know.
I'm still recovering too. Give yourself some grace.
Yeah, I almost feel like you have to be nowadays.
Yeah.
We have to wear, like Brian said, we have to wear all the hats. You kind of just have to be a hustler. Yeah,
you do. And it's one of those things where you don't have, I used to like sit around and, you know, just wait for some miracle to fall in my lap. Like, oh, somebody's going to sign me. Somebody's going to discover me, which happens occasionally. One of those golden unicorn moments. Just, people are still getting discovered off of one video and going viral, and then, oh, you're signed. But that's not everybody's story. I realized that, man, I don't have to sit around and wait for somebody to make my stuff come alive for me. If I want people to hear my music, I got to put a little grit in it and just get to work and know that even as I do a lot of things myself, I still collaborate with people and get help all the time. Because no man is an island, and eventually one day I hope to employ a full team. Like, yo, Team Godframe, y'all got it. Here go your salaries. Go run this, because I'm tired. I ain't got time. I can't do it all. But until then, you kind of have to do it all until you can link arms with people who believe in what you're doing enough to support you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I pray. I can't wait for the day I can afford like a social media team, and I'm gonna be like, I wasn't. You do that. Have fun. Do whatever you want. Just be nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you've kind of touched on this, but one, there are a lot of new people on here, so I kind of want to reiterate. I'm on here with Godframe. If you don't know him, he will never tell you this, but he's a big deal as far as the Christian rapper scene. He's a big time vlogger. He's an influencer. He's opened up for people like Andy Mineo, which is like #1 Christian rapper on the charts. He's done tons of festivals. He's got he actually recently, this is just from seeing it on your feed, you got your song on a TV show, yeah? Like on a network.
Oh, what was it? Oh, you know what? It was there was a commercial. I don't even know how to explain this in a short way, but there's this gospel tour that McDonald's puts on every year. And I was able to get my song, the instrumental to one of my songs, in the commercial for that concert, because they were doing it like virtually this year. And so that aired on, the concert itself aired on BET, on their like website and on their YouTube channel and stuff. And there was sort of, I'll leave it right there. There's like an Inception kind of story that goes with that. You know what? Bump it.
It sounds really good right now. Let's leave it at that. I asked this guy, I said this earlier about 20 minutes ago, but there are a lot of new people on. I asked this guy earlier to send me some good things you've done, and he sends me, he's a dad. That's pretty much it. Like, brother, I know you're like famous. You're like right here. You're like the best vlogger and blogger and everything else I know. Just super humble guy. So happy to have you. Josh says, what would you recommend to a person who battles a lot with being not good enough and everything you do crumbles? Ooh. I think as a musician, we all have those days. Like you and I've talked about that. I feel like it's been a year or two ago or something, but you reached out and I was like, bro, you got this. You're awesome. And you were like, I just don't feel it today. Why am I doing this? And I feel like we all go through that.
I feel like I go through this every other week.
Sure, yeah. It's really normal.
I think, who was it? Erica Badu said something like, I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my ish. Like, we are sensitive people.
We are.
All right. Yeah. If you create any sort of thing, whether you're a musician, a painter, chef, whatever, we tend to be, stereotypically, more sensitive, more emotional. And man, I got a couple pieces of advice. One, and this is going to sound, it's not real happy, but with this creative thing, sometimes it comes in waves, man. Sometimes you feel like you're on top of the world, right? You just made that fresh new song. It's like, oh my God, I'm a genius. This is great. And then other days, it's like, oh, I should never make anything ever again because I am trash.
Who am I?
Like, who am I? I hate life. I'm trash. No one loves me.
I'm deleting all my accounts.
Deleting everything, right? And we go through these waves, and sometimes you have to ride that wave, man. You have to like feel your feelings, recognize where you are in those low points, and know like, all right, let me allow myself to feel this. Because one, that might be a dope song, like if you write from that pain. But two, like, something that our pastors say a lot in my church. It's like, man, emotions are like a gift from God to remind us of how human we are. And they're a great dashboard to show you where you are, but they are a horrible GPS system.
Oh,
right?
Man, that's
to
good.
Follow, right? They're a great dashboard to show you, like, because when you're feeling something, it's because you're passionate about something, or you're afraid of something, or you care about something, right? So you have to let yourself feel those emotions and rest in that and know that it's gonna pass. It's gonna be okay. But then two, on the other side of it, you know, Townsend, you mentioned it, you know, you and I were talking about how I was feeling that day, and you legitimately helped me. You got to remember to tap into your community.
Yeah.
Like Josh, you know, Josh, we boys, like we homies, man. Like we've had so many talks. Like when you're feeling that way, you're not the only person to feel that way, and you're not the last person who's going to feel that way. And I guarantee you, if you just reach out to one person, even if they're not creative, but bonus if they are creative, reach out and be like, hey man, I'm on a low point of the wave today. Like I just need, like, help me out. Yo, if you got the right people in your phone and they ain't trash, they will be able to speak into your life and lift your spirits back up to a place of, you know what, I can do this. I can keep going. Because like I said, nobody's an island. We're not here to just, you know, do our thing and shut the whole world out and never interact with anybody. We need one another. So yeah, feel your feelings and make sure you have some sort of community, man. That's what'll keep you alive, for sure.
I totally agree. I feel like some of my best songs, especially my most recent ones, came from some of the lowest, darkest places.
Oh,
and
Lord.
It was lonely and it was hard, but it ended up being like a gold star at the end. Like, man, it was hard and it was scary, but I ended up making what I'm super proud of, and it's vulnerable.
Man.
And I also feel like that's another reason things hurt so bad, because as an artist, we put everything we have. You're like writing down lyrics. This is how I feel, and then people judge you. Yeah, that's sensitive. Oh my gosh! But I recently read a book. It discussed feels have to be felt. You just deal with it, and sometimes you just got to take a break and you got to step back and let it take over and decide, okay, how can this make me stronger, or am I gonna let this beat me?
Yeah,
you know?
I love it. I love it. And you're right, man. I think we're gonna talk about it later, but I just finished an EP that'll probably be out next year, and I think I cried through the recording sessions of almost every song. And they're not sad, like sappy songs or anything. Like they're vibey, but just like the content and the things I was living through and what the songs are about. Sometimes there were tears of joy, but sometimes it was just like, oh God, like I just need you. I am so broken right now, and I would just weep and just sing, just reap and rap, and just like, oh, this is gonna be good. Like the marketing part of me was like, ooh, somebody's gonna need this song.
That's awesome.
But it's real. It's from a real place, you know.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. All right, somebody said, you said you've known each other since college. Did you ever get to perform together or play on the same stage back then? Yeah. Also, Markel Devon said, checking in. April waved. Hey.
What up?
We got a lot of new people on. What's up, guys?
What?
Townsend and Godframe chit-chatting. So going back to college, I don't remember that we ever shared a stage. So I remember knowing you through people pretty well. Like Chris Wilson was one of our good connections.
Shout out to Chris.
Heard about you all the time. You were in the band. But I didn't know. Were you big on the music scene then? Like, were you rapping and producing and writing?
I wasn't, and I regret it.
Okay.
Sometimes I regret it because I was such a homebody. Like you could find me in the calf. Like, listen, when I tell you,
that's a pig.
No, that too. But wait, so me and my roommates, we would either, you could find us like in the dorm, cooking up music, like kind of making beats and productions and stuff, but then we'd go eat, and we would sometimes like eat lunch, stay talking, clowning, doing whatever in there, and then like have to go back to the line and swipe our card because they're like, hey, you know, Miss Betty would walk through there. We're here. We're about to start dinner. Well, I guess we're going to swipe our card and stay here and eat dinner.
That's awesome.
We've been here all day. And so I wish I had taken the opportunity to get out and perform more. Honestly, I was terrified of it, so I didn't perform much. It still kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies these days.
Oh. I've been doing it so long, and I still, like, I think I black out when I perform at nerves. People don't know, stage fright's a real thing. It doesn't matter. The 1,000th time feels like the first time.
Every time. And so, you know.
Okay, so you weren't into music. I played all the time in college with my full band.
Yes.
Like you said, you saw my name everywhere. We played at everything.
Yes.
And I didn't think that you were into music yet, but I knew you were in the band, and I knew you like did some beats and things like that. So going off of that, how did you, like, at what age did you get so good at like sitting down and producing? Because I'll tell you this, it's hard. I actually just I've got good rhythm. I can write songs obviously with a guitar, but I got like this beat, finally got Ableton and all that. And I sat down, I was like, oh, I got this. It'll be easy. False. All right. Like 5 billion buttons. You can change everything. Every button has a billion options. So there are quadrillion things going on. So every day you get on, you're just like, oh, I'm going to make a beat to every song on the radio. And it takes you seconds. Like, how old were you when you got into that? And like, how did you, I won't say perfect it because we'll never perfect things, but how did you master it? Like, how long did that take you? When did you start all that?
I think I'll go in reverse. I'll answer the second part. I'll say over the past 2-3 years or so is when I really got focused on becoming a better producer. I'll even just say over the last year. And it's because I realized exactly what you said, that not everybody makes beats. And I don't just do hip hop beats, I do like pop stuff too, and sometimes like Christian worship stuff for some of my friends that I don't talk about a lot, but like just, let's say just hip hop. I just realized like, okay, my songs are good, but they missing that smack. You know what I'm saying? Like I need my drums to smack you in the mouth a little bit. I need my 808s to hit. And so I started listening to better music. Right? If you're creating something, you have to know what good looks or sounds like in order for you to recreate it. And I realized that I just wasn't listening to enough quality music. So I started listening more intentionally to quality music. And then, you know, kind of when I hear a beat, it's like most people hear just, you know, song, right? But you can probably relate to this. If you're listening to a song and you actually create songs, it's almost like it explodes. Like you can hear all the sounds individually, right? And hear all those layers. And so I just started listening intently and just trying to recreate the sounds I hear and just practicing. And so I think over the past year, like I've gotten really good at production, and I'm not ashamed to say I am dope. Like I can kill it.
Good for bragging on yourself.
For once, I'll brag on myself.
Finally. And I'm trying to get him not to be so humble, guys.
And it's only because I just practice and just doing it over and over and over. And I'll start reversing now. I remember beatboxing in kindergarten and finding friends and cousins. You know, when I moved to Batesville, Arkansas, in first grade, my friend Daryl, my cousin who's also my friend, Daryl Canada, he was like the best beatboxer on the planet. And I was like, dude, like how did you get your mouth, like what? And he just like, we would trade tricks back and forth and be like, oh, you do the and hold your tongue this way. And that was when I realized, I didn't realize it then, but like I've just been a rhythmic kind of guy since young. And, you know, it's only been over the past few years where I really started to lean into it. Because quiet is kept, you can make some money out here making beats. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, shoot.
And I realized, wait a minute, I ain't got a lot of streams on my
That's why I got it, because I can't afford to pay anybody. And I realized I can't do it. I got to pay somebody. But I'm broke because COVID. Godframe, give me discount. Friends.
But no. real talk. It's become, I don't know. I'm at a place now where I can almost cough and a beat comes out, and I thank God for that, because one, again, not everybody can do it, and musicians need good quality music. They need good beats, and I need some money. So. If you're good at something, you might as well get paid for it, doggone it. So I started really making a lot more beats once I finished this EP this year. I was like, all right, I'm just going to keep cranking beats out, and whoever wants them, they can get them. It's been great, man. Oh,
that's so cool. So you mentioned having a 9-to-5 job.
Yes,
is
Lord.
that creative, or is that like sitting at a desk staring at a computer and you're just like... Yeah, is it that?
So yes and no.
Okay.
Interesting story. I hope it's interesting. It might be boring as crap, but whatever.
We'll know people log off.
You know what I'm saying? If you want to leave, you can leave.
Don't lose our people. Listen, we got a ton of people logging. Don't lose all our followers.
So for the past 4 years, I've been, my 9 to 5 has been managing, well, let me back up. I work at a tech startup in Atlanta. And basically just the software where, you know, we sell tracking numbers and widgets to put on your website to know, like, right, you're going to sleep already, right? It's like we're helping people, basically helping people know where their calls are coming from because they're using our right? And where their website traffic is coming from, like all that. So I worked in the tech support team, and basically we would get called when people were confused or pissed off, or, you know, the software wasn't working the way it needed to and we needed to fix it. So over the past 4 years, I kind of accidentally moved up the ranks and became a manager
Cool.
of the team for the past year. And that's when I really started to lose my mind, because I was like, oh, this is crazy. Like, I am not built for this.
Yeah.
And honestly, I got to shout out my job and the culture there. Like, we had these career conversations a few months ago, and, you know, the whole idea was like, hey, we're going to do these conversations. We want you to be honest about where you are in your career and what your goals are and how we can help you get there. And so I was telling my team that I was managing, I was like, hey, make sure you guys are honest. Let us know where you are, how you feel about your job. Do you want to do something different? Like this whole thing. And I had to be honest with myself too, and realize that I do not enjoy what I'm doing. I love the people, the customers, and I kind of love them until they cuss me out, and okay, I feel a certain way. I had to realize that managing this team, I wasn't doing them a good service. I was doing them a disservice by not wanting to continue in this career in management, not having the experience in doing it. I had no idea what I was doing. I was like Googling how to do my job every other day. And I wasn't doing a service to our customers. And I'm very serious about customer service. Yeah, I'm a musician, but yo, even if I go to McDonald's, you better say, have a good day. You know what I'm saying? Give me my fries. Don't throw them at me. Be nice. But I knew I wasn't doing them a service. So to make a long story not so long, I was honest with my bosses. And I was like, hey, y'all, listen, I am a creative person. Y'all know I do some music, I do some videos, some graphic design. I do a lot of things, but I feel like I'm living 2 different lives. And actually my boss came to me and said that first. She's like, you know what? I feel like you're living 2 different lives. Like, you're doing this highly administrative job here, sitting, you know, locked into your desk and managing people. Then like outside of here, you're like this creative guru. And that sparked the conversation. I was like, oh my God, I've been wanting to talk to you about this for a year.
I'm real sensitive on musicians.
Like, who am I? And long story short, we were able. I told them, like, look, if I would love to continue to help this company, if there's some kind of appetite for videography or anything like that, like, I would love to help in that way. Otherwise, I got to find something different. And they're like, actually, there's a big need, and we've got all these video projects we want to do. And we were going to outsource them, but we can let you do them. And I was like, me?
Wow.
So you're not about to fire me?
Just a dad. I didn't know him. I'm not a huge rapper name.
And so by the grace of God, like, this story should not have gone this way, but by the grace of God, a month ago, I moved over to the content marketing team. And so now I get to create videos and marketing content for my job. And I don't have to do something that makes me want to pull my brains out every day. So it's been a wonderful transition, and
that's awesome, man. That's so cool.
I don't remember the question, but yeah.
Yeah, it was a good answer nonetheless. No, I was talking about your job. Like, was it creative or not?
Mm-hmm.
We got a bunch of new people already on. What's up, guys? I'm on here with Godframe. We've answered a handful of questions earlier. Oh, yes, it osmos. If you have any questions for me or Godframe, shoot them in the comments down there. We would love to answer them. We're just kind of chit-chatting for musicians and creators.
Yes.
We're asking for some advice. He's giving out some good stuff. For people that just listen to music, check this guy out. He's super good. We're just kind of getting to know him a little bit, kind of introducing him to my people and vice versa. So welcome. What's up? I know BJ Arnold, he's a super Christian. I know they love to listen to Christian music. If you haven't listened to Godframe, give him a try. I actually feel like I talked about some of those Christian rappers back in grad school with BJ, so he would like it, sure.
Let's go.
What's something else? Do you feel like COVID has been good for you as far as an artist, or do you feel like it's kind of hindered you, burdened you a little bit? Like what good has come out? Do you have any new things coming out because of COVID?
Yeah.
Has it given you a writer's block?
I love that. That's a great question. Yeah, obviously, you know, I wouldn't wish COVID on anyone, right? This is like one of the most atrocious seasons we're living through on this planet, and we'll get through it. But, you know, like you said, there is some beauty that has come out of it. One of the things being that, you know, we mentioned my job. We went to being fully remote at the top of the year, even before, you know, it was like mandated, before everything shut down. Our CEO was like, yeah, I think this is going to get bad. Let's just work from home. And I was like, let's go.
Done.
And so, you know, it allowed me, you know, to be closer to my family. I'm a big family dude. And so usually when I take breaks at work, I'm just walking around the office eating snacks. Now when I take breaks, I'm still eating snacks. But
with my kids.
With my kid, right? I get to go play with my kids, get to talk to my wife, or go chill and watch Netflix. Like it's been easier on that front as well. Yeah. You know, when I'm not doing stuff for my job during the day, I'm like, well, cool. I can now pivot and get some of my own work done. You know, I run a digital agency, so we have clients, you know, for web design and social media and logos and branding and all that fun stuff and videography and it's hard to do that stuff when you're at the office at your real job, right? So now that I'm home, I'm like, oh, okay, I can actually have this stuff over to the side and get that done. Of course, I was able to make more music. Like I said earlier, I finished my new EP, which is probably going to release next year, like in the spring. And man, it's good. I'm like, oh, I can push pause on this conversation, go to my recording booth, which is in my closet. It always has been.
Oh yeah.
And bang out some vocals.
You're looking at mine.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's great. And like it's a beautiful time to be an indie artist because we're used to this. Most of us, most indie artists can't afford a ton of studio time, right? And so a lot of times we're kind of bootstrapping and making vocal booths out of God knows what. I'm using egg cartons on the walls to soundproof things. Egg cartons from McDonald's. Like we're used to being right. Like we're used to being scrappy.
Toilet paper was too expensive for me, so I need the magazines because I can't afford toilet paper anymore. Godframe way to point that out, so that's cool.
You gotta do what you gotta do, and so it's just made the indie artist in me come alive even more and embrace like, oh, we've got home court advantage. Like some of the major artists, you know, when things first locked down, unfortunately, they weren't able to do life like they were used to doing it, right? Like they normally go into the high-end studios, which are great, or shooting, you know, super high-end music videos with a full production crew. All that stuff is good, but then it kind of became a crutch to a lot of people because suddenly when they were on lockdown, they didn't have it within themselves. Like, oh crap, I don't know how to do a music video or a graphic or make a beat or record a vocal. Like a lot of people were stuck. But indie artists, a lot of indie artists, I saw them thrive this year because they're like, oh no, I'm in my bag. Oh, I do this every day. Lockdown. I stay locked down. Let's go. So I'm excited about, man, I don't want to talk too much about the new music because I don't have any marketing collateral created for it yet. So it'll come.
Yes. Don't worry, this guy's like a PR guru. For real. All right, so when can we expect that to come out? You said next spring?
Yeah, I think I'm trying to do it next spring. I'm literally the second to last song that needs to be mixed just got mixed today. I just got that back. So I've got one more. I'm just waiting on a feature. It's actually the girl you heard earlier, Megan Rice. Do you know Megan? Do you remember her from music?
I do, yes.
So she's singing the hook in this next song. And I mixed that up. She didn't sing on that one.
She didn't sing that
song. She sang on another song.
Or on your other song.
Yeah, another song of mine. So she's singing the hook on this amazing song. And I'm waiting on her to record it, send her vocals so I can have that mixed. And then this joker will be done.
Nice.
And then at that point, I'm going to move over and do the marketing plan and the production and the videos and the graphics and blah, 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 all that stuff. So,
Other hat.
Move the hat over and start pulling it out in pieces. I'm hoping to get at least one of the singles out this year. I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't want to rush it, but I've got a handful of them on this project that I know are going to change people's lives. They're going to give them new fire, new vigor, new energy, new just fresh life. And there's some bangers on there too. Like when I tell you, it's like stank face bangers. So I'm very, very excited to get it out, but I don't want to rush it and screw it up and have like nobody listen to it when it comes out because they don't know about it. So
yeah, I get it. I totally.
It's so good.
I want to talk about that too. So I've actually got some music. So the best way to support local music, let's talk about that for a minute, because people have no idea, right? So I've got a single coming out November 10th. That's just a few days away. I'm so stoked. Okay. So I post a lot. I try to be like super open and just an open book as far as what music consists of, because it's a lot of work. And I want people to know, listen, we need support. We need y'all to back us up because we can't do it by ourselves. I want people to realize I'm not just sitting at home plucking a guitar and having fun. There's a lot behind it. And I get so much feedback. People just being like, man, I had no idea. So let's talk about real quick. We got about 10 more minutes before Instagram boots us off. Let's do the best way people can support indie artists right now, because I think everybody knows that a stream is like half of a penny. Like we don't get anything for each stream. CDs, like I sell CDs, but a lot of people aren't doing physical CDs anymore.
Yep.
So to you, like I got a new single coming out. You got a new EP coming out next spring. Tell people what you feel like is the best way to support indie artists right now.
Yep.
Because they want to support us.
They do.
But they need to understand one stream doesn't do anything. As much as they would appreciate it. All right. So what advice would you give on that?
So I think one of the easiest ways to support on the music front is, yes, stream, but buy the music too. I know a lot of people are not really into downloads and like iTunes. Heck, me too. Like I don't really be tripping on that. I stream like all my music. I just do.
I'm gonna say, hold on. I love CDs. Like I still want the physical. I love the art.
Now that
like
part,
yours. I appreciate the photography. I appreciate the branding.
Yes.
So I'm kind of weird. Nobody's like it anymore. But yeah, buy it if you like it.
I'm the same way. Yeah, I love the art. I love the liner notes. I love touching it.
Yeah, exactly.
When it comes to digital,
it's like art. Yeah,
I'm streaming that bad boy. But if you really, and this is contradictory, but if you really support, if you want to support the artist, yes, stream the single, but then buy the single too. Just put it in your library. It's $1.29. You got that in your bank. Do it. Yeah. So that's one way. And then share the music. A lot of times you don't realize how far that can spread if you actually share, like whether it's on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever, Snapchat, like TikTok, actually hit the share button on something that you like from an artist who created it. And that helps more people that we may not have ever reached. It helps your friends fall in love with what we do and fall in love with us as artists. So that helps expand our reach. And then the third thing is buy merch. Buy merch. Go get you a hat. Go get you a sticker. Go to the online stores of your favorite artists and just go buy up whatever they got. If you're going to go buy a t-shirt off of H&M or whatever, no, go get one off of Townsend T's store. Go get you a trucker hat. Because a lot of times that we make way more money off of like an individual merch sale than we would off of, hundreds, thousands of streams. So I think those are the easiest ways. And just tell your friends. Tell your friends.
I actually read something today that said one CD sale. So you buy my CD for $10-15 will get me way more money than if you sat and you streamed my whole CD 5,000 times. So 5 times we're only making a couple of bucks. If we buy CD, we're making a few extra bucks, and that out so much because it goes straight back to our music. It's not like we're pocketing it,
Yep.
And that was one thing with COVID. I bought all this new merch because I was booked solid for the year, and I'm just sitting on it now. Just trying to get people to buy it because we need people to understand, like, we still need you representing us. And when you go out, wear your Townsend mask or your Framers hoodie or your Townsend hat, all that stuff, it helps us more than anyone ever imagine.
Yeah.
And it's only, like you said, $1.29, 99 cents, $10 for a merch thing, and wear it all the time. It makes a huge difference.
It does. It does.
All right, real quick. Somebody said, Godframe, this is to you. What is the most important part of a great rap song to you?
Ooh, man, this is an interesting question. I think there are a few parts that are important. One, if it's a rap song, your beat has to be dope. It doesn't have to necessarily be like a trap song and make you want to turn up, but it has to like make people feel something. Even if it's just piano, like your production got to be on point because that's what people listen to first a lot of times. Second to that, I think would be the hook or the chorus, like something that's catchy, repeatable, especially if it's like pop type music. Something that people can remember and understand and repeat often that kind of gets stuck in their head. And then third for me is definitely the message. Like be saying something. Even if you're making fun songs that for just people to dance to, like do it well. Like not every song has to make people cry or be tear jerky. You know, even as Christian rappers, like there's a lot of fun music out there in the Christian rap space. And I love it. Like some stuff just makes you want to turn up. But if you're going to do it, do it. Don't suck. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
No, good advice. If you're it would just don't suck. Gold advice from Godframe. If you take anything away from this conversation, it's just don't suck.
I'm just saying, man. If you're gonna make art, don't be trash.
Yeah.
At it. You know, practice. You know,
Put your heart into it. Don't be fake. Don't be fake. Oh man, nothing annoys me more than artists that come to me. I feel like they come to me for a lot of advice, and they're fake, and they're trying to put on what they feel like people would like, but not their feelings. You know what I mean? And I feel like I don't know if that's apparent to fans, but I feel like as a musician, you're like genuine, not genuine. You can pick it out super fast. Like for you, I get this genuine vibe. I feel like your lyrics are all just like super positive and things like that. Jess said she's now a Godframe fan. Yeah, see? But I've had artists come up and they send me all these things and they don't get why it doesn't click and why is it not good. And my best advice is, man, you gotta, like we said earlier, feels need to be felt. So feel that and just make your own. There is enough pie for everybody to have a piece. Don't steal somebody else's piece. Like you do you.
do you, boo.
You be genuine and fans will come. People will like it if it's genuine, period.
Yeah.
I mean, you'll have your own group.
Yeah. I'm a horrible copy of other people, but I'm great at being me.
That's right. And I feel like that's the best thing you can be.
Oh, it is.
It took a few years to figure it out, but
Same.
right?
Like
We all got to go through those awkward like teenage years.
I'm going to say 20s and early, like my 30th year of life. I'm 31.
Oh, I'm still there.
Right.
I mean, with all my hair done, I'm still trying to figure it out.
Oh, yeah.
COVID totally made me cut my hair off. At work, I have to wear mask, gowns, face shield, goggles, and my hair was down to my waist. I couldn't do it. So,
well, it looks great. Like when I first saw the cut, I was like, T, you better.
okay, stop it. Trying to look like Godframe. Stop it.
It's great. It really does look good on you. But
Thank
yeah,
you.
that just being true to yourself is so important and so hard sometimes. But God made you the way you are, and you just gotta let it out. If you quiet and shy, you better be quiet and shy. If you crazy, you better be crazy. Like just be yourself, man.
Yeah.
Has Godframe heard a new tune? I can't travel. Yeah, absolutely. Wait.
That's the one coming out next month. I don't think I've shared it with you.
No, but what was the most recent one that I shared that you DM'd me about?
I DM'd you about that one.
Was that the one? Okay.
That was the pre-save.
I told you my memory bad.
Yeah, that's bad. Dang. So Godframe has helped me a ton. So like with my album, he helped me do my, you remember you had to help me with the PDFs and the Adobe.
That's right.
Talk about I can't afford all this Adobe Photoshop and get me to do these 800 pixel megabit. I don't know. So Godframe hopped in and helped me out, but I can't travel. I've actually kept it a secret from pretty much everybody, and I am stoked. Oh my gosh. Godframe, it is good, man.
Yes!
It's good. I'm not gonna lie. It's good. and it's like upbeat, catchy,
Cool.
and it kind of, I think it's super pertinent to the time right now, COVID. So not only we can't travel right now legally, it talks about like getting through those dark times. Like I said, a lot of my music comes from feeling my feels and just writing it out how I felt. And so it talks about realizing, I realize I try to do everything my own. I try to be prideful. I try to live life by myself, and we weren't meant to do it, right? We weren't meant to live that way. And so it just talks about, I can't travel by myself anymore. My hands are tired. My feet are giving out. My heart's breaking. My eyes are watering.
Come on,
it's time to let it go. It's time to have people travel with me and go through life.
You
So
don't make me cry. You
I
can't stop.
oh,
I
so,
love it. I love, see, you got me hyped. Now I can't wait.
Right, I know. The lyrics, I'm not gonna lie. I'm big on lyrics, and I think that's why I like your music so much. And I'm like, rap-wise, I'm a Lil Wayne fan, not all day, because it's not just about a good beat. It's about telling a story that people can relate to. And I feel like I heard your song the other day talking about being addicted to things online. Oh, it gave me goosebumps because you tell a story. It's relatable. It's a struggle that you had. And man, if you can not only rhyme, produce your songs, and tell a story, like I'm not interested at all. The radio right now, they have one verse and they repeat it 1,000 times. Like that doesn't interest me at all. It does a lot of people.
Right.
But all about storytelling.
Same. And I realize that's my bag. Like that's my strength. I've tried to write like just the vibey, swaggy stuff, but metaphorical stuff. I cannot write metaphorically from my life. Like I cannot. I'm like, dude, I gotta tell it to you like it is. Listen, this is the story, right? And all I know how to do. I just gotta be me, and I love
it. Like, be genuine, and it'll come. And I feel like it has. Godframe, tell them where you can find your stuff.
Absolutely. Hey guys, follow me online at Godframe. You see my name down below. But you can also go to my website, godframe.com. You can find all my content, all my music, and become one of the framers. I would love to have you. All right, Jess, welcome aboard. Can't wait to talk to you.
Let me tell you, don't hold back on bragging on yourself. You got so many things to brag on. If you need me to write you a new bio, I can do it for you.
I got you. I will pay you.
Because this guy, I told this earlier, asked him some accolades, some things to brag on about, and he basically said, I'm a rapper and I'm a dad. That's so false. This guy, y'all, so humble, and I love him for it. Genuine guy. Check him out. We'll have a number 2. We're also going to do a song together, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Because I got to interview you now. I got to hear all your stuff.
Do it. Yeah. Let's get on your page.
Yes.
We can keep this going.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me. Good night, everybody.
See you. Bye, guys. If you're looking to buy or sell, I have the perfect realty company for you. Clark & Co. Realty is located in the Benton, Bryant, Arkansas area, and they understand that buying or selling a home is more than just a transaction. It's a life-changing experience. That's why their team of highly seasoned real estate professionals is dedicated to providing exceptional, personalized services for all their clients. They truly take great pride in the relationships they build, and they always work relentlessly on the client's behalf to help them achieve their perfect real estate goals. They always have the client in mind, and I can speak firsthand when I say how reliable, trustworthy, and quick they were. When I was looking to buy my first home, they were there with me every step of the way, answering every question I could think of. They showed me a great amount of knowledge and patience through the process. It's no wonder they've won so many awards for their outstanding services and their excellent relationships with clients. So if you're looking to buy or sell, there is no better option than Clark & Co. Realty. If you enjoyed this conversation and are interested in becoming a sponsor, feel free to shoot me an email at townsendtmusic@hotmail.com or shoot me a message on any social media platform at townsendtmusic for more information. I would love for you to become a member to help spread awareness that you're not alone. Show me